Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone who rule well. And shalom to the whole full elect. This video basically was just meditating on this scripture. It just came to mind, and the spirit just hit me to just do a video on it. So I'm just gonna go in the spirit. Meditated on it a little bit. So I'm just gonna delve into it, and then wherever the spirit leads, progress into that. So his second Corinthians 4, and really I'm going to start from 8. Okay, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Okay, now when you come into this faith, it tells you that basically, I'll jump to this scripture rather than trying. This is Sirach 2:1. This is what it says. Okay, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Now, this scripture is key for a man that's new in the faith, a man that's been in the faith for many years, because this is one of the basics. It's like a cornerstone of your faith, all right? So it gives you perspective. Whenever you get put in any form of temptation, any form of predicament, for you to maintain your integrity and show character, okay? Because this is basically Yahweh Shai through the Spirit, who is the Word, as it tells you in Hebrews 10:7, Psalms 40:7. That basically, this is your job, this is your task, and these things, when you come to serve the Lord, this is what you're going to endeavor in. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So it's saying, prepare yourself for temptation. Set thy heart aright. The heart, in the Hebrew, the word there for heart is lab, which means mind, okay? So it's saying, get your mind right, and constantly endure, constantly, consistently, all right? And it says endure. The word endure means to make hard, okay? So it means through every aspect of your walk in this faith, you have to go through the hardness, man, all right? And it builds, build up your thick skin, be able to, and it shows durability, and the Lord will deal with you, okay? And make not haste in the time of trouble. So don't run when shit gets on top. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So basically the thing to do is, rather than make haste and run, you're meant to cleave unto the Heavenly Father even more, because he will increase you at the last end. And usually when you endure, a good example is Yahweh Shai when he was tempted of Satan, all right? In the gospel, he endured the temptation, rebuked Satan, in the same stead as Michael did the same thing when disputing over the body of Moses. He gave him no railing accusation, but said, the Most High rebuked thee. The Lord rebuked Satan, the devil, with the scriptures, precepts, cut him, all right? And then at the end, what happened? He was comforted by the angels, and Satan left him for a season, okay? But he came back, he showed it, he reared his ugly head on many other occasions, all right? Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased, that thy whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Okay, so Paul said he knows how to abase and abound. So he knows how to be at the base, the low, and how to abound, be, above. So you're gonna go through different aspects of, you're gonna go from, good to bad situations, and the Lord's really doing that for you to be fortified in his faith, to be able to endure in that time of affliction, when it really comes down to the nitty-gritty, right? Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou change to a lower state. So it's the Lord saying, keep a positive attitude whenever, obviously you're going to be cursing out. I'm not saying smile and be a tap dancing coon. What I'm saying is, when you get brought to that lower state, You're meant to maintain, you know that this is for your building up, this is for your chastisement. For gold is tried in a fire, and acceptable men in a furnace of adversity. So the comparison of this tribulation that you go through is compared to what the finding pot for gold and silver, or gold specifically, is mentioned. So if you want to make the fine 24 karat gold without blemish, it has to go through the fining process of fire, and that is a long-winded, not long-winded, but a long process, and it takes a lot to basically come up with a few grams of gold. A lot of grinding, a lot of fire, and it's the same thing with acceptable men being put up on that level with wisdom, believe in him. And the same thing is iterated in Sirach, the 5th chapter, where it talks about basically, the word being like, putting your hands and neck into the fetters of wisdom, all right? Basically, it restricts you, but then after the time of process, it will try you, and then after you do well in that process, it'll become unto you like a gold necklace, a chain, and bracelets of glory and a crown. All right. So I said, believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. All right. Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for him. All right. Hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. All right. And that's the attitude we're meant to maintain. Look at the generations of old and see, did any ever trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Of whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right, because even for you, it tells you it is abomination for the wicked to call upon the name of the Lord. Or, if I remember it correctly, paraphrasing correctly. But basically, look, man, if the Lord gave you his name, he gave you this word, you got to praise him, man. Praise his glory for the fact that he bestowed this gift upon you, and you have to, take that penny that was given to you and make it a pound. Hustle, grind out, get your grinding. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and save in a time of affliction. All right? So that's the point. He saves in a time of affliction. Because the Lord basically is going to hold you down, man. As long as you have faith in the Lord, he's going to be there for you. Right, so going back to it says, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. So you've got to understand, we're going through some fucking shit, but guess what? We're not distressed. The Lord ain't gonna have it to the point where, the trouble that you're in so overwhelming that you're distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Yeah, because we've got Yahweh. All right, persecuted but not forsaken, cast down but not destroyed, always bearing about in the body of the dying of the Lord Yahweh Shai. And that's why we're going through these things, because the Lord went through these things. All right, Lord suffered all these things, and we're bearing our cross as the Lord did. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this, Matthew 11:28. It reads, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. All right, you're heavy laden from what? This world, man, this demonic world that we're presently in. When you turn unto the Lord, you alleviate the heavy burden of the world, basically being lost, and the Lord gives you rest. But that don't mean you ain't got to work no more. That don't mean you just put your feet up and relax. Now you got to put in some work. We've entered into other men's labor. All right, it's why it says this: take my yoke upon you and learn of me. All right, so we got to take the yoke of, as it tells you the same thing, the yoke of wisdom. It's Sirach, the 5th chapter, I believe. That's the yoke that we're taking upon ourselves. All right, I think it's Sirach 6 actually. Nah, it's 5. What was it 4? bear with me. I'm trying to remember what the scripture is. Yeah, 6. All right. All right, let me read this quickly. It says a rock. 6 and 22. For wisdom is according to her name. She is not manifest unto many. Give ear, my son, and receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel, and put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down her shoulder, and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her with thy whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. For at the last thou shalt find her. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that should be turned to thy joy. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory. For there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands of purple lace. Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and shalt put her about thee as a crown of joy. And that's it, man. And that's what the Lord was talking about. So let's go back onto this yoke. All right, so this is Matthew 11 and 29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me wisdom, all right? For I am meek and lowly in heart, in mind, all right? And ye shall find rest unto your souls. Here you find rest in wisdom. Even though it's a laborsome, it's a yoke, which, let me read this. It says, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Because really it's unto your benefit, man. You take that yoke and that affliction, that yoke upon you, basically it's gonna become unto glory unto you. All right. And really, if you're righteous, if you're in the right spirit, it ain't gonna be a burden, man. It's really gonna, you're gonna be put into certain situations to test your faith, but you're always gonna hold it down because the Lord, as it tells you in the book of Corinthians about in 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, it says, they have no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man, but the Most High is faithful, who will basically provide, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you're able. So the Lord ain't gonna let you go through something you're not able to, a burden that is too great for your spirit. He's gonna give it in accordance with your measure of faith. All right, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape that you may be able to bear it. So it's going to give you a way out. That's why in the book of James, the 1st chapter, it says about no man if he's can say that he's been tempted of God, because basically you're being tempted of your own lusts. All right, so it's down to yourself, basically. So reading on, it says. Yeah, always bearing about in the body of the dying of the Lord Yahweh Shai, that the life also of Yahweh Shai might be made manifest in our body, right? So basically that's that chastisement that we're going through, carrying our cross. Basically that yoke is so that robe of honor and that golden ornament about your neck can be placed, about your head can be placed there, the crown of glory. All right, which Yahweh Shai is gonna, in the day of the coronation, you can call it, when the Lord returns, sets up his kingdom upon the earth, takes out Esau, who today is known as so-called white man, establish a nation, Israel, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans as the rulers of the earth. He basically will coronate, bless the 144,000, which is the governing body of the nation of Israel, with crowns of glory. All right. So it says, for we which live are always delivered unto death for Yahweh's sake, that the life also of Yahweh might be made manifest in our mortal flesh. Okay? And that's it, man. The Lord is gonna always be there for us, man. So with that, man, I pray you're edified. Shalom.